Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today or this evening, wherever you are in this world? I'm going to be looking at tarot scopes for fire signs for the month of March 2020. This reading will be for if you have a fire sign or your ascendant is a fire sign, or your moon in your natal chart is in a particular fire sign. So you can check that out. Have a look at all of these fire signs if you have any of those patterns in your astrological chart. But let's just take a look at, I've got to pull to Leo. We'll start with Leo first. Then we'll move through to Aries and then Sagittarius. But let's start with Leo. This is a general reading only, not a personal reading. So if it resonates with you, then it's meant for you. If it's not, then move on. Come back to it. It might not resonate at the beginning of March. It might resonate halfway through March. You might want to view it and then review it as circumstances arise throughout the month. I will make a general comment here as well. There are certain cards that are coming up for the collective in the month of March that are reflecting global situations. I won't go into them too much because these are individual at the individual level. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the Hermit card, that people are reflecting on global conditions. They may actually be just having a quieter month. They might be staying indoors a little bit. They might not be traveling, for example. And there is a focus also on finances, as you know, globally we look at our economies and what they're doing. So, having said that, don't be surprised to see a general theme emerging in all these tarot scopes for the March 2020. So, back to it, Leo. What's happening for Leo, please, Spirit? Leo in the month of March 2020. What's coming up for Leo? I feel that they did get burnt a bit toward the end of last year. But they are slowly but surely recovering, and they're going to be taking back their power in March. What's coming up for Leo? Leo, our fire sign, corresponding with the Strength card in the tarot, strength and endurance. Endurance being a very important part of strength. Show me what's coming up for Leo in March 2020. All right. We have the King of Cups. I'm actually using my Raphaelite Tarot. I've lost my box. It's actually I keep it in a velvet bag, so I can't even show you the deck, the box that came in. But I will list it in the box below this reading. So we have the King of Cups here, which is really nice. Whenever I see that King of Cups energy coming through, I know that that there is nurturing coming forward for you, that somebody has your back, that the energies that may have been there toward the end of last year are transforming, and you're moving out of one cycle and into a more benign, nurturing kind of cycle. We have the Two of Pentacles. Unfortunately, whatever happened at the end of last year did cost you financially, and as a result, you're having to juggle. But really, this is a general condition for all of us. I said that I wasn't surprised by certain themes that are coming through. We have ships in the background here that you can just see. And so this is all about really having to juggle your finances while, you make that temporary bridge which will take you through March. Financial constraint isn't going to stay with you forever, but it is here for the month of March. But it is sitting alongside the King of Cups, so I don't feel it's going to be too big a deal for you. I just feel you're going to have to be mindful of your money in March. It is something you're going to tend to worry about with this Nine of Swords. But again, I think this is more a worry around the economy generally and the global situations we're confronting. You may be worried about your family, Leo. Leo are the doers. They step forward. They can see the big picture. Or there could be a love relationship that is actually providing you or giving you, unfortunately, don't know about giving, but causing, I should say, a degree of anxiety and worry at this point in time. So I see a mixture of financial constraint. I do see some issues around love. This can also be family and work colleagues as well. The lovers doesn't have to be romance. However, I do see the overarching energy of the King of Cups coming forward for you. So I'm feeling whatever comes forward that might cause you this worry in March, the underlying stability of this King will be there. Now we have the Five of Swords. So in the past, I'm going back to the past, the situation last year that you confronted. That's abuse of power. It's also bullying. It's not a pleasant card in this deck. It's almost like this person is riding some kind of reptilian type of dragon. So whatever happened at the end of last year was not fair. I'll just put it like that, was not fair. However, that energy is changing. It's starting to evolve. It's starting to morph as you've learned the lessons, hopefully, from what occurred there. We have the Page of Pentacles underneath the Two of Pentacles. So I feel that you're going to be getting money news. This could also be a glimmer of hope around anyone who's not employed at the moment, a glimmer of hope around money. You're going to be getting some kind of new money news. Let's see what's underneath the Nine. Worry, anxiety. You might be a little bit more anxious than what you think you are, and I think it is around this money situation, or it could be this love situation as well. But I'm reminded with this Eight of Swords that it is your own thoughts that are restricting you here. Take the blindfold off. Whenever I see this card, I say take the blindfold off and have a good look at what's causing you worry. Don't bury it because it doesn't go away. It just keeps you up at night. Take a good look at it. Do something about it if you can, and then release it and move on. We have the Page. A lot of pages are coming up in these readings as well. So there will be small gains for you in March. So I feel you're going to hear something with this Page of Wands. He or she brings forward communication of some sort. I feel there's going to be an offer of either a way to make a little bit of extra money or a job offer. Or you're going to hear something from somebody that you may have been involved with or are involved with, because this page brings forward communication. So let's get back to this situation that occurred last year. We have the Hermit. Now again, the Hermit is coming up in all my readings for the month of March 2020. It is indicative of a need for us to reflect and go within in March, and to a certain extent, because of global conditions, to actually, I guess, just, don't take any risks. You might feel that you're going to not take that trip overseas, for example, in March 2020. But there is a lot of reflection that is needed that you'll be doing in March, including on this situation that caused you so much grief at the end of last year. I still feel you're learning from that. Now, we do have the Page of Swords. You've got a lot of pages here. Now, if this is for, this could also be for a parent with this Lovers card, or parents, and this could be all about your children as well. The Page of Swords is the need to face some kind of truth, and it is sitting alongside the Hermit card. So I do feel that whatever this Five of Swords situation was for you last year, or even at the beginning of this year, I'm feeling more 2019, you're still thinking about it. But you're going to hear something about related to it. You're going to hear something about it in March. Now we have the Three of Wands. So things are definitely, I would call this an uptick. Things are definitely improving. And there could be a little bit of time involved before they actually do get completely back on track, because I feel, I'm just noticing the Death card underneath the pack, there was an ending of some sort last year, and you had to show strength. But let's get to those cards in a minute. What's underneath the Lovers? You're going to hear something in March, and you're going to have to make a decision. This could be about a career as well, a job offer, or a relationship coming to a particular crossroads. You will be making plans for the future, and I feel the plans for the future are going to extend your horizons in some way. You might even be considering relocating or putting a plan into effect around relocating or moving, or it could even be taking that trip. But maybe just wait until global situations resolve themselves before you do actually take a trip. Let's get back to that 2019 situation that gave you so much grief. Something unfair. You're closing down the cycle. I feel this is what this Hermit is here for as well. You're closing down the cycle. We do have strength and endurance. You did show courage, and you should reward yourself for that. You should acknowledge that. We have endings, big endings here from lingering from that 2019 situation. But you know what? March, we begin again. We begin again, Leo. I'm really pleased to show you that Ace of Wands. If I went one step further, we have the Ace of Swords again. New positions, new beginnings. I do feel for some Leos you're going to get this job offer, because here you have the World, endings and new beginnings. What a great set of cards. What a great set of cards. And I do feel well deserved because you did show that strength and endurance in that situation last year, and it really is paying off for you. So let's move to Aries. I do feel for Aries there is a bit of a renaissance coming up in March. I've felt that for a little while. I feel that you're getting on the front foot again. Things are improving. You're getting a handle on some of those tricky situations, and you're pretty determined to be happy and to put yourself first so that you can feel that happiness and perhaps sidestep strife in a way. But let's have a look for Aries. What's happening for Aries in the month of March? What's happening for Aries in the month of March? Because Aries is the first house in the zodiac. And of course, it's all about the self. It's all about number one. It's all about, and of course, in numerology, this is also about the individual, who I am. And everything that goes along with that. So you'll often find Aries also is ruled by Mars, and this is the planet of action and taking steps. So Arians are fairly forthright, and they're fairly forthright about I guess driving forward the agendas for them, which is what we can all learn from. Often we get pulled into other people's agendas, and we lose sight of our own, of what we want and what we need. So we can learn from Aries in that way. Number one, the house of the self, Mars. The planet of action, driving things forward. What's coming up for Aries in the month of March 2020? What's coming up for Aries? This is a general reading. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, come back to it. It might resonate later on. Okay, what's happening for Aries in the month of March 2020? Aries, show me Aries in the month of March 2020. Okay, I'm getting the Knight of Wands, so I feel that you're in a way getting your mojo back after what you turned your back on, or you will be turning your back. I think you might have already done that. Turning your back on something that's no longer working for you. This is the Eight of Cups. This is walking away. And in this deck, I have to say, this person is fleeing what is no longer working for them. They're not just walking, they're running. Okay, I have to laugh. some of the artists really put their, their great interpretation on it. This is also leaving at night as well. So, I think whatever this situation is, it's kept you up at night, and you've drawn the line in the sand. You said no more. This person is definitely taking action on something that is no longer working for them. We have the beautiful Queen of Cups energy coming forward. So I feel this decision is again to nurture yourself, Aries, in March 2020. We have the Three of Pentacles. You will also be involved in group activities as well, working within teams, bringing forward what you have to offer, your own skill, your own talent in some way is going to be called upon, and you will be working in teams. This could even be some study of some sort, but they are group activities, and we do have the Queen of Pentacles. So there is a focus again on home and security, and also making sure that you and your family and your loved ones as well are nurtured, protected, and provided for. So this Queen of Pentacles could put the accent on your finances in some way. Okay, so the Ten of Wands, whatever this situation was, I do feel it's in the past. It's not coming up in March. It really dragged you down because we've got the Ten of Wands here. Okay, but look, that's not how it's going to, you've made a definite decision not to get caught up in this situation. This is the Eight of Swords. Take the blindfold off. I feel you've already done that. If you haven't, you're going to, and step outside of the worry with this situation. You're just going to loosen up those chains that are binding you to something that's not in your best interest. It could be after you hear something as well. But I do have to say with this Queen of Cups here, she is nurturing. She is loving. So whatever you do, I think you're going to do from a loving heart. Now we have the Ace of Cups underneath the Three of Pentacles. This is absolutely stepping out from something that is no longer working for you and starting new things. So there will be an accent on starting new things in March. We do have the Page of Swords here. So unfortunately, around money, there's something here. There is a truth that needs to come forward. It could even be you learn something. You learn something. Here with this Queen of Pentacles. It might be that you're just watching trends, global trends, and you're deciding where your investments should lie. We absolutely do have new beginnings. I love it. This is the Ace of Swords, really starting again after you've fled something that's no longer working for you. I do have the Lovers card. So whatever this was, it could be in relation to your partner, or it could be also your friends. It could be something in your family as well. I do feel that you're getting things into perspective and generating that new start, remembering that Mars rules Aries. Now we do have the Knight of Cups, so we could have, you've got the Ace of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and now we have this Knight. Now in this deck, this Knight is really offering you an apology. I feel you're going to get an apology in March from perhaps somebody that did you wrong. And look, it's healing time for you, Aries. We have the Six of Swords, so you are moving on from a bad situation and starting again. And month of March is really healthy. It's looking really healthy for you because you will be working with others in some way. There is money news here. I feel that this is at the base of the pack. So this is what's happening now. You're coming out of some kind of money news. We do have the Queen of Wands. So something is motivating you in some way. I do feel to stop the Hanged Man is when things aren't moving forward. It's also, it's like when things are suspended and you have to look at something a new way and go, okay, I've got to get out of this situation, and I'm going to, because we've got the World card here. which is endings and beginnings. So if I had to sum your reading up, and I'm feeling I'm sitting right in your energy, Aries, I would have to say you are putting down what is no longer working for you. You're getting some information. You're acting upon the information. You are absolutely making those decisions and driving forward the action to really bring forward those healthy new starts for yourself, Aries. So big month for Aries. Let's move to Sagittarius. Of course, that's my fire sign. And I do have in my natal chart, I do have quite a few planets in Sagittarius as well. So we're a mutable sign. So, we like to share. We have to share everything, really. Well, not really. But we do like to, whatever we learn, we like to bring forward. So what's happening for Sagittarians? I probably haven't focused on the last few months because it is my sign, and I try and stay a bit objective and read simply for you. So I'm just going to let the cards do the talking here. What's coming up? We'll give them a good shuffle. We want to get rid of that Leo and Aries energy and sit in our own energy. Let's just cut the deck here. What's occurring for Sagittarius? Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter, of course, is the planet of expansion, luck, gain, moving forward, adaptability, and when things look their bleakest, of course, Jupiter comes along. It's a big planet, and it brings forward this huge expansion and leap forward. So what's happening for Sagittarians in the month of March? Let me just one more shuffle. What's happening for Sagittarius in the month of March? Show me Sagittarius in the month of March. Show me Sagittarius for the month of March. Okay. Oh, big card here. The last card in the major arcana in the tarot. You have closed down or are closing down a huge cycle. This is with the level of this, superiority. Well, that's not superiority, but the magnitude of the world card indicates that whatever cycle it was that you're closing down or you will close down in March could even be something that is life-changing, and there are new beginnings as a result. We have the Ten of Pentacles. You are completing something. This could be around family legacies. It could be around family investments, money. This is a complete change as well. It could even be a changing ancestral DNA in a way, because that world card is so it's so important in the tarot. It's where we finish and where we begin. Okay, we've got the Lovers card, so I feel this is around close relationships. Could even be lovers, partnerships, etc. Let's clarify that. We have Libra. We have the scale of justice. So yeah, this is the Justice card in the tarot. There's more than one person always involved with justice. Justice is above the fray. Justice has their eye. That's why we often refer to the Justice card as being karmic. What you're ending and what you're beginning has to do with very close relationships, and it is absolutely karmic, because that's the other aspect of the Justice card is karma. You're balancing the scales. You've closed this huge cycle down, and you are bringing more balance into your life. The situation that you're closing down could have been quite toxic. It could have been, even for some, it could have been an addiction. Because you were chained to something. It could have been obsessively thinking about something, but you're ending that now. We have the Page of Wands, so there is some kind of newness to this. It's starting something again. The other aspect of this is you could be hearing something about money, because the Ten of Pentacles is the money card. It is the family legacy card. So you could hear from someone from the past, even out of the blue, that carries this information around money in some way. It could be someone from the past coming back to you. We do have the King of Wands underneath the Lovers card. So I feel that this new start, where are you putting your first step? How are you taking your first step? Well, I can tell you, you're taking it with courage, and you're taking it with boldness. You are striding out with this new start. The King brings forward motivation. He is the leader. Out of all the kings, he is the one that is provided with the leadership role in any situation. Underneath the Justice card, we have, not surprisingly, the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups always speaks about loss, and where you're going to put your focus on. This person has decided that she's drinking from a cup. She's not going to focus on any other cups. It's probably one of the most positive Five of Cups I've seen in any tarot deck, and this is underneath the karmic cycle here. Let's keep going. The Eight of Pentacles. There is work here for you to do. And I do feel that on this situation, it did take a lot of work on your behalf to bring it to conclusion. The Eight of Wands, things are going to speed up now. There is a communication of fairly big significance around a money situation for you, Sagittarius, in March. We have the Four of Wands underneath the King of Wands and underneath the Lovers card. There's going to be a real sense of community and happiness that is going to come into March after this, hugely toxic situation that you've been enduring and that you've had to carry. This Ten of Wands, you have to complete. I feel that in March there is going to be still some residual completion for you. And the counsel around this card is, do put those wands down, or don't even attempt. In this tarot deck, do not even attempt to carry them. That man clearly can't carry this load. So there's a wise counsel coming forward here from these tarot cards. Don't attempt to carry a load that will pretty much be back-breaking for you. So be careful about being drawn back into this karmic situation. You've got the World card. It's no longer your situation. You're letting it go and you're starting again. You had to show strength, absolutely. Strength and endurance. In letting go, there's a victory card here for you, the Six of Wands. This could also be, as I said, this extra money maybe coming to you. There's a victory aspect to your March 2020. The Page of Swords. There was something. I always say this in some decks. This page carries a little rapier, but in this deck, this page carries a knight. A fairly large sword. There was some truth that you needed to face, but we also have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands in this deck is not on his horse or her horse. He's actually walking forward. So you've already learned the lesson. You've already learnt the lesson. Do not pick that load up. You're now going to concentrate, I think, on yourself and on your own well-being, and you're leaving something behind. What are you leaving behind? This is the Ten of Swords, a situation that did drag you down. The Queen of Cups. What did you learn from that situation? You learn about nurturing yourself and nurturing others. This is all about love for you, Sagittarius. So I'm going to leave that reading there, and I hope that it was of benefit to you for our fire signs. I'll be back in April to have another look for us at what the possible conditions that might be coming forward in April for the collective and the individual, because we're all one in the same. We're all connected. Thank you again.